project is a little bit interesting. Originally, I wanted to do something special for some friends. They have 4 kids and they all love sweets. And I wanted to do something sweet, a gift for them for Christmas. But my husband was sick, then I got sick, and my daughter got sick. So Christmas and New Year's Eve, we were not feeling well. Then I had my big birthday and had company from California and Florida. And then we went to Argentina. By the time we got back, it was the middle of March. So no Christmas gift for my friends. I decided to do something then for Easter. And in my mind, I had this beautiful Easter chocolate egg covered in strawberries. And it was gonna look very, very delicate. Well, stay to the end to see how it turned out. Also, at the end, I'm gonna tell you what things I would have done differently. So what I'm going to do today is cover a chocolate egg with strawberries and chocolate. So for this recipe, you will need a chocolate egg. I got mine at Lidl's. Strawberries, I think I used 2 containers, each one of 16 ounces. Now, remember, the smaller the strawberries, the better for this project. So choose a container that has small strawberries. And your choice of melting chocolate. Some people use chocolate chips, wafers. Also, you will need a plate or base in which you are going to put the egg. Believe me, once you're done with this, you don't want to move it or transfer it. As you know, chocolate and water don't mix. So wash your strawberries well in advance. I did pat them dry, but even then I left them for a while to dry to make sure there was no moisture in them. Now, when I bought this chocolate egg, I knew it wasn't a solid chocolate egg. I knew it was hollow in the inside. But what I did not foresee is that it came in 2 halves. And I needed a whole chocolate egg. Cut the tops off and then select them from smaller to bigger. Now, I know this is gonna take some time now, but it will save you a lot of time later on. And choose your top 3 or 4 strawberries, the prettiest looking ones, for the top. That way you don't have to later on, as the chocolate is dripping down, you're like, oh no, this is too big or this is too small. So do yourself a favor. Choose them, put them in order in a platter. That way it will make it easier once you are working with the chocolate. Use your favorite method for melting your chocolate. Some people use the microwave, but for some reason, microwaves in chocolate for me I never have success. What it works for me is a double boiler, which is just that bowl on top of another pot that has water in the bottom. Now, do not put too much water because, again, you don't want moisture in your chocolate. Just make sure that your pot, if it has any openings on the top, draining openings, that is away from your hand. The steam can get very, very hot and you can burn your hand. You don't want that. The other reason why I like the double boiler is that you can take your pot with you and the bowl to the area where you're gonna be working, and it keeps your chocolate warm. So what I needed to do with my 2 halves of chocolate egg is to glue them together. There are a few different methods of doing this. There is one way of doing it where you get a pot or a pan and you warm up the bottom enough so when you rest the part of the egg that you want to glue on the bottom of the pan, it will melt enough chocolate to glue it to the other side. This will make it look neater. However, since I was going to add an extra layer of chocolate and strawberries, I didn't want to make that extra step, so I just used some chocolate that I had melted, and with a little spoon, just add it like if you're using glue and hold it together. Once you have both sides of the eggs glued together, use some chocolate to secure it to the base. Now be generous with the chocolate. You want to make sure you have a strong base. And make sure it is dry completely before starting with the strawberries. And be patient. Now, I was going to start from the top with the strawberries, but then I remember it will take a long time for that chocolate to set for each strawberry. So I used gravity in my favor. Instead of from the top to the bottom, I started from the bottom up and hope for the best. This way, as you work from the bottom to the top, the previous row of strawberries will help you with the next row. Every time I finished a row of strawberries, I would put the egg in the refrigerator to help the chocolate set better, and actually faster too. Now be patient. You will have to repeat this step several times. The other problem I encountered is that I ran out of milk chocolate. For some reason, I thought that I had 1 or 2 bags. Apparently, some of my family members have been getting into the chocolate containers. So I had 2 options. Either go buy more chocolate or use white chocolate, which I had, I think, a whole bag. And to be honest, the way the egg was looking, it wasn't as delicate as I thought it would look. So I say, why not just give my friends the option of white chocolate or dark milk chocolate? So I decided to have a 2-color instead of going back and buying more dark milk chocolate. I wanted to do this chocolate egg, or rather a strawberry chocolate covered chocolate egg. My reasoning for this is I love sweets, but I also wanted to include some fruits to make it a little bit healthier. I don't know how effective it's going to be.
Looks so good.
It does. It looks a little bit
There's
weird.
gonna be a lot of white chocolate left over.
I know.
Tell me when you're done.
And the last one, I think. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. I know it's not the prettiest, but I'm sure it's gonna be scrumptious, delicious. My dad had always been like, I want one. No, I'm not making another one. Well, first of all, make sure you have enough chocolate to finish your project. Actually, why not also use a pastel color or spring color of chocolate if you want to? That's an idea. Definitely next year I'm gonna try to do something with more fruits, because this chocolate, even though my original idea was to make it healthier, I added more chocolate to a chocolate egg. So next year, no chocolate egg. I will try to think of something different with more fruits. It does take a long time, so take that in consideration. And remember, if you're using strawberries, they do bleed. So if you would like to do this, you have to do it the day of the event or the day you're planning to give it to your friends. You don't want to show up the next day and the strawberries, the juice is all over the plate. That is not gonna look nice. Speaking of plates, as I already stated, cover your plate with either wax paper strips or even foil paper, because it's so much easier at the end. Once you're done, you just remove the paper and voila, your plate is clean and ready to go. It looks more like maybe like a Christmas tree more than a chocolate eggs covered with strawberries. So even though it's not my favorite how it looks at the end, but I wanted to show you the end result. That way maybe you have some ideas, or you can make it even better, and then you get inspired, and why not? Maybe you make something wonderful for your family and friends. And if you haven't done so, please consider subscribing to this channel. It is free for you, and it really encourages me to do more projects, even if they're crazy like this one.